You can't find anybody to match? That's always a problem. That was always the problem with Tower Fantasy. I could hardly ever find anybody to match, ever. It was like impossible to do. Like actually impossible. I would just be like, Dawn, please log into Tower Fantasy and queue with me. That's pretty much what I did. For once, the Twitch notification actually went through faster than the Twitter notification. Not that there's, I should mute this. There's no audio, but I'll mute it anyway. One day I decided to do something more than log in and claim login rewards. Bro, imagine logging into Tower Fantasy. Couldn't be me. I gotta get back in there. I've got like a C2 Subasa. I was forced into the ice team once again. I didn't choose the ice life. The ice life chose me. Lin banner started? Ayo. Fogger's Lin banner? I just woke up. Imagine only waking up. Imagine waking up at, what, 1 p.m.? This is the perfect thing to wake you up, Dawn. It's the perfect thing to wake you up, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Did you sleep well? I hope you had a good rest. Just in time for ASMR? Yeah, you're just in time. Don't worry, you haven't missed anything. It's really hard to do the whisper. It's really hard to do a whisper when I can't hear my own voice with the headphones on, so I'm gonna have to do this with one headphone on and one headphone off. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Just a little whisper in your ear. A little, hey, I hope you had a good rest. It's time to wake up now.
Anyway. Oh.
Wait. Oh, this is
I
don't know. Let me check. If I'm pretty sure I can have these up. I just can't stream Genshin. If not, I'll just disable them. Who cares? Wait, what's that echo? Oh. Oops. Wait, hold on. I have a way to do this. Let's see. This might... It's time. It is. This... Yeah, this might... What's doubling now? I can't tell. Oh, I know. I see. Okay, I hope you're ready for this. Are you ready? Are you ready for all the doubling? Are you ready for the 5 neons? All whispering in your ear. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Is it too much? Are you prepared? Are you mentally prepared for it? Okay. Okay, now we should be good. We should be all clear on any sort of like weird audio things. I'm just gonna leave these up. I'm not gonna talk about it, but I'm just gonna leave them up. I think I can leave them up. There's no background audio because I didn't want anything to interfere. I didn't want the background music to interfere with anything. So it is just me. And I will have to grab some of the stuff because I don't actually have it with me right at this moment. But I guess one of the first things I need to do is I guess what I could do is I thought of something starting the stream and I was like, oh, I've got the perfect thing for this stream. And I guess we'll start with whispering, right? Whispering with a normal mic. That won't go poorly at all. The annoying part is going to be having to readjust my headset every single time I switch things. So I guess we can get right into it. I'll just mute my mic and I'll move it up really up on my mouth. You're so boggers, babe. When you first rejected me, I was Pepe Hands. But when you told me you were capping, I was so happy to be debated. I'm Omega Lol, but you love me no matter what. Together, we can live a life free of weird champs. Just you and me, babe. Actually, babe, I'm breaking up with you. It's not you, you're boggers. It's me, I'm Omega Lol. I'm sorry if this is Pepe Hands, but it has to be done. I've just been feeling Pepega, and our relationship has been weird champ for months. It's time to end it. No Kappa. No, I saw that and I was like, that'd be pretty funny. I saw that and I was like, that would be a pretty funny thing to do for the stream. Yeah. I'm just gonna I don't know, I'll just try to talk like this for the most of the stream. But that way, I don't know. I was like, I need to see if I can find a text form of poggers. So we'll be doing that. I hope that some of you came prepared with things, links, or something. I have Discord open, so if you want to send them into one of the channels, I don't know, that'd be great. Aside from that, I don't know. I don't really want to do them all like one after the other, after the other, after the other. Rapid fire. But I did think I was seeing if I could find a Raid Shadow Legends coffee pasta or something like that that I could whisper. But I got the ASMR keyboard to work too. I got that set up as well. I figured out what the problem was. So I can go click clack in Genshin. One thing that I can do now though that I know we talked about before is we talked about typing tests. And so I'm going to pull up a typing test. And I don't know. Well, you're gonna get some doubled up audio. So the way I'll do this is I will mute myself. And then unmute this. So hopefully this doesn't sound too bad.
I will put in a noise gate. Get some keyboard taps? Yeah, we're gonna get some keyboard taps. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. I'll turn it down a little bit so we don't cap. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to put in a noise gate so you don't hear my fan. Oh, that's very loud. That's certainly... Okay. But it should be... That was just me hitting my keyboard, so tapping on it for typing should be fine. Let me get this set up. I'll just set this to 2 minutes so I can really go typing. Yeah, I guess that's the idea. I'll do some other, they're just like stories. I'll do some other ones as well. He's working hard to write that fanfic? No, I'm working very hard to write A Tale of Two Cities. That one Story of Seasons game? Yeah, that one Stories of Seasons game. The one part I hate about these typing tests is they're all like really old books that have these really bizarre like typing patterns that like nobody types like anymore. Like the Lion and the Mouse has this weird part in Aesop where they use really weird like sentence structure that like I would never type like.
Yeah, so that's one part I don't like. Neons at a time I can catch. Hello, Tacti. The only downside to the keyboard is with the new fan. The keyboard ASMR is kind of scuffed if I try to talk, so I don't really like it. But of course, if I have both unmuted, you catch my voice twice. Okay, so if we want to continue doing keyboard, I guess I'll open Genshin. I'm gonna close the soundboard too. Excuse me, I'm gonna close the soundboard, we don't need it. I'm gonna open Genshin, I'm gonna do Spiral Abyss ASMR. Okay, so here's something. Here's something, if I want to continue doing this voice. Um, and this, my computer does this thing sometimes where I try to like launch things and it wants to launch an admin mode. I do this for OBS, for example, so my keybinds work. And it does this really weird thing where it won't let my mouse like won't select things. You know how you can either choose to run or not run? Yeah, sometimes the keyboard just says no, or my mouse just says no, you can't do that. Okay, I'm pretty sure that Genshin also is not Etho, right? Oh, it is. Is it going through speaker? There we go. There we go. You should hear Genshin. I'm not going to switch over to Genshin. I'm not going to change the capture or anything. We're going to stay over here because you don't really need to hear Genshin. Actually, I could just mute Genshin. You really don't need to hear it. You really just need to hear my clacking on the keyboard, don't you? You really don't need to hear the game audio at all, do you? You really don't. No, you really don't. You most certainly don't need to see what I'm doing. You just need to hear me go click clack, click clack. You just hear nice. Okay, so I'm gonna get Spiral Abyss started, and then I'm gonna mute this mic, and I'm just gonna use the keyboard mic, and I'm gonna try not to talk. Make sure everyone has the right gear first. I'm gonna run the same team that I did yesterday. I'm just gonna run the Taser Hyper Bloom team and then National Raiden, and we'll just go crazy. That's what I'll do. Keep everything simple. Nice and simple. Simple and easy. Okay, so... Actually, do you want Genshin audio? Do you want to hear the audio for Genshin, or do you just want to hear my keyboard? Because I can do just my keyboard audio with no Genshin audio, if you want. I'll give that choice to all of you. Well, I'm gonna do just keyboard audio then. When you finally see someone and they don't accept you in the team, rip.
Actually, do you want to see Genshin? Do you want to see this? Let's do this. Let's do this. Wow. That gives me the chance to redo this. Moldy, didn't moldy, rip. Okay. I need to move my mouse. Because I cannot aim far enough without hitting something. ASMR British Neon, I'll try that after I have an actual mic. Oh. I need to go get like gloves or something. Do that afterwards. I mean, I'm not gonna need them afterwards. But I've got a towel on my desk because my desk has a really sharp edge. That's why I use it so my arm doesn't hurt. But the towel keeps slipping, and it's in a really awkward position. It makes it hard for me to move my arm. So I don't like using it during Abyss. Wow. Who would have thought that actually being able to move my mouse and actually having gear on the characters would make it easier for me to clear Abyss?
Okay, that's it for Abyss. Close Genshin now. I banked my resin, so we're all good. I banked my resin, so we chillin'. But that's it for Genshin. British ASMR neon. I don't know what kind of things would make it British ASMR. Aside from just the accent, what would make it British? What would make it British? British words, I could say. And the only thing I can think of is the voice I did for the Ravens in Fischl's domain in the Golden Apple Archipelago. And I have to be very careful about the accent, or else it's prone to wander off and turn into some other European accent that I just can't quite place, because it's not really an accent from anywhere, it's just this weird amalgamation of sounds and voice pitches. For whatever reason, this really reminds me of Crocodile Dundee. That's just the vibe I'm getting right now. What was it that Tom, what was his name, Hillsworth, whatever, what was it that he read? He was like, he read something about the theory of relativity and how E equals mc squared, where E is energy and m is mass. I don't know. Accents, I don't know. The only thing I can reliably do, or anything that I've ever heard as an accent before, I can really accurately recreate. For example, the ravens in Fischl's domain are always very easy to kind of remember and bring back, because I only have to think of something the shiny is alone. The raven, he was accused of thievery, and he was like, I haven't stolen anything, I swear, I'm an honest raven, I haven't sold anything. If I pull up some Geico commercial scripts, I can imitate Martin the Gecko, and I can maybe tell you about your home and car insurance with Geico. Did you know that 15 minutes could save you 15% or more with Geico? Did you know that? Did you know that the Martin Gecko, the gecko in Geico named Martin, is named after the Martin advertising agency, I believe, which came up with the mascot of the gecko for Geico, and so they named the gecko Martin after the advertising company. Speaking of advertising companies, did you know that Kirby, from Kirby the Nintendo game, is named after John Kirby, a lawyer who successfully won a case for Nintendo against Universal Studios after Universal sued them and tried to issue a C&D on all copies of Donkey Kong because they felt it violated their intellectual property and their copyright on King Kong. This was one of the first times that Nintendo had broken into the global market, especially into America. And so they hired this guy named John Kirby, and Kirby did his research, and he found out that Universal had tried unsuccessfully to sue another company for a very similar idea and had lost earlier, and advised Nintendo not to take the settlement, and instead they should fight it in court. And he brought it to court, and he presented his evidence, and the judge ruled with Kirby and told Universal, yeah, we have a precedent established of you trying to do this, and that no, this does not count. No one could ever confuse Donkey Kong with King Kong. And they won. They won their suit. They were able to continue distributing Donkey Kong, and they gave Mr. John Kirby a boat, which I believe was valued at $25,000 back when this happened, back in the late 80s, and gave him the exclusive rights to name it the Donkey Kong as a joke. And then purportedly later, once Kirby had finished development, oh, I'm blocking the alerts, sorry about that. Thank you for the hydrate, Tofu. After that had happened, they apparently sent him a copy of the very first Kirby game, which he thought was quite funny. That's a little fun fact from Did You Know Gaming about Nintendo. I've got to find the alert so I can move it so it's not blocking anything in the future. Here it is. Okay. Any future stream redemption should be fine. They shouldn't be blocked up. I'll do that water now. Ugh, excuse me. unfortunately, I have quite a full tumbler of water here, so there won't be too many water drinking sounds, no liquid. So right at the end then you suck in all the air and you get a little bit of water, but it's mainly air. You know, like when you really dig deep in that last little bit of your pop, you know, you go McDonald's, Arby's, something like that, and you fill it up with ice and you drink it and you get right towards the bottom and you get the ice shifting around and you really get the kind of like air rushing in as you try to get that last bit of soda out of the cup and before you go back to get your free refill, or maybe you're not free refill if you're not in the US. Anyway, has this been enough British ASMR? Actually, you know what? Just for you, Tofu, I've got something just for this. This is the second. I haven't pre-read this, but I'll continue reading on this. Okay, so last time in Project Cat Paper Lily Prologue, at the end I busted out the Italian accent and I read this thing on Wattpad, this ASMR thing. It's a ASMR based roleplay. And I read it with the Italian demon voice, and so now I'm going to read it in whatever accent this is, because I really don't know what accent this has become. I'm very unsure. It was supposed to be a British accent, and I feel like it's slowly, in some parts, slipping into other accents. Like, I'm not exactly quite sure, but I feel like in some ways it's starting to lean towards being a little bit an Aussie accent, not really full there, or maybe, I don't think I've quite gotten to the point where it's Welsh yet. I don't think I've gotten that bad, but it's definitely slipping from me, and I'm going to try and do my best to read this out. And also do voice acting while not cringing at myself, because this is kind of a cringy script. But, I mean, that's what you get, right? It's anime ASMR. So, this is chapter 2. We read chapter 1 a long time ago, and this setting is the third years are hiking for their educational field trip. I guess I will read the reader parts as well. It's interesting, because I feel like these are something that really work well in real life, where you can see it, I can share it, and you can read it, and then you can read and listen to what I'm saying. But, whoa, Sam jump scares you. Cricket sounds, you didn't get scared. Oh, I guess I'm just not scary, huh? Oh, why am I here? Of course, it's your birthday. I didn't want to miss my senpai's special day. What do you mean by my? Did I say that? No, you're mishearing things. Oh, how did I get here? Of course, I snuck my way onto the back of the bus. Yeah. I warned the other senpais not to tell me to the teachers. Very daredevil act, if I might say. Hey, why are you scolding me? You do these things all the time. Why can't I do it too? Well, let's set that aside. It wouldn't be a proper birthday celebration if there's no... No, not cake. Well, yes, cake is also a must, but of course, there's gotta be a present. So I have one for you. I hope you like it, senpai. What? Oh, well, yes, I always prepare lunches for you every day, but this is different. Please accept it. I want to always make you feel special, senpai, and I want you to recognize my feelings. I've been looking at you for so long that it became painful not to express these feelings, but now I'm happy that even if you rejected me, as long as I can express it, I'll be fine. Oh, but don't get me wrong, I'd still really love to have you as my girlfriend. I mean, what? Oh, I remember. I haven't asked you if you liked the muffalada I made last Thursday. Did you like the texture of it? What about the flavors? Oh, it's a Mufalada senpai, not Mufu something. It's not Puku Muku. You're such a dork, but that's also part of your charm. I'm glad you liked it. For next week, how about some croquettes and Caesar salad? And, Well, I need to think ahead, senpai. If you want to have nice meals, then the preparation of it should also be delicate. And I have to make sure I got the right ingredients, too. I don't want your stomach to get upset. You had to say, so far, what was your favorite dessert so far? Oh, with the strawberry and raspberry jellies. Oh, don't worry about that. That was really easy. I just poured some unfloured gelatin over 1/4 cup of water in a small bowl. You let it sit for a minute, and then you combine with another 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in a medium saucepan. Then gradually whisk in 1 cup of orange juice, then dissolved unflavored gelatin until well blended. After that, you just have to boil it on medium heat. You cook it for 5 minutes while stirring it constantly. It's really simple. Just add some strawberry and raspberry puree, stir for another 2 minutes until that completely dissolves, and then you just gotta stick it in the fridge. So sit there for 4 hours and you'll be all set. Afterwards, you can just cut it however you want, whatever size, whatever shape. But it's much more complicated than those fried cheesecake roll-ups, though. Oh no, it wasn't a bother. I love cooking for you. I know how much you love to eat. I might be boring you without all this talk about cooking, but it might sound kind of lame, but when I think about the foods that I could make for you, I get all excited and restless. I want to try some new recipes every day, but of course, I'll master one recipe until I present it to you. I don't want you to have anything less than my best. It is a shame I could only make food for lunch, though, but it's okay. Talks of what I could prepare for your breakfast and dinners can wait for another day. You have to eat healthy, senpai. I can be your personal chef if you'd like. I'll try my hardest to prepare your favorite meals. I can do anything for you. Yeah. We're drifting to the main event. I guess I am the one that brought up the talk about your lunches. Come on, open your gift. I want to see your reaction. Oh, yeah, it is a little big. Come on, open up, hurry. The suspense is killing me. Well, yeah, I obviously know it's inside, but I want to see what you think. Oh, it says to tear the gift wrapper. I don't have any gift wrappers with me, though. That's a priceless reaction. Yeah, it's a 1/7 scale figure of your favorite anime character. You always talk about it in the club room. And I thought, why not get it as a present? I'm real glad it wasn't out of stock and the release was just in time for your birthday. Well, I worked part-time at a butler cafe near the park to save up money. No, it's fine. Your smile makes it all worth it. I know you'll take care of it. You're welcome, senpai. Huh? What's that? You want to visit my workplace? No. The butlers there don't do BL requests from customers. Don't give me that sparkling eyes. We don't. That's the end of it. Nothing's gonna change that. Oh, great. Of all the people who walk by there, it has to be him. Hey, Pipsqueak, what are you doing here? This trip is exclusive for third years, and as far as I know, a freshman like you should be at home doing your homework. Another thing, didn't I tell you to stop talking to my darling here? I won't do as you say, you're not the boss of me. And don't ever call Senpai your darling. She isn't anyone's property, you're not even her boyfriend. Listen, Pipsqueak, I'm part of the soccer team. Oh, the soccer team, huh? The soccer team. Now you know that it was written by someone from the US, calling it soccer, not football. As well as the ace. Women love me. Girls fawn all over me. I'm starting to get, I don't know, it's starting to get into this weird, like, other accent. I gotta go back to the British accent. It's easy to say that my darling here feels the same way as all the other girls. They adore me, and I haven't noticed that I've a fan as pretty as you. Stop hanging with this loser. The quality of your beauty lessens him with him beside you. What do you say? Join the soccer club. Be a manager and quit that lame light music club. That way you'll always be beside me and I can see your beautiful face. It's a win-win, right? Not a bad proposal. Don't touch her. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. Whoa there, loser. With that physique of yours, I bet you can't touch even a strand of my hair. Do 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 do. Can't touch this. You know I'm better than you. Let's go. You're hurting her. Don't struggle, darling. I know the objections of yours are just a show to pull me closer to you. You got me now, so stop acting like you don't want me to. I said stop. There's a cliff behind you, so stop struggling or you might fall over. I can't afford to injure myself as the soccer team has got an upcoming match this week. So just be obedient and come with me. I told you to stop hurting her. What? And then we fall. I don't think I've ever felt such pain as I have reading these. I'll be honest, it pains me a little bit. It really gets me right in the soul. I have something in mind though. Listening to him talk, I was reminded that another thing I could do is I could just read cooking recipes. I could just read the cooking recipes, and I think that's a wonderful idea, so I'm going to do it. So this is a recipe for honey toast. It has a prep time of 15 minutes, it's got a cook time of 10 minutes, so the total time should be about 25 minutes, and then some cleanup time after that. Think of the honey buttered toast that you love for breakfast reimagined into dessert and topped with ice cream, cookies, and fruit. It serves 5 people and it's 420 calories. So the ingredients are 5-inch thick unsliced sandwich bread, a third cup of unsalted butter softened, a quarter cup of honey, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a half pint of blueberries, a quarter cup of chocolate sauce, 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream, and then some cookies for decoration. Gordon Ramsay, is that you? What are you? What are you? Actually, hold on. Hold on. I have something for this. I have something just for this. Come on. I have the perfect thing. Longtime viewers will remember the time that Neon actually put bread on screen and proceeded to eat wet bread on stream. A long time ago. During Windtrace about bread. Yes, it is bread. It is bread. Now, you might be thinking, Neon, the smart thing to be to set the second bread as the second layer behind you, so it would look like it was kind of like a Frankenstein bread going through your head. Now, yes, that would be a good idea, but it's not quite as funny as just 2 pieces of bread attached to my head. Now, what you want to do is you want to take a 5-inch slice, or 5-inch thick unsliced sandwich bread, much similar to this bread I have on my head right here. And then with your third cup of unsalted butter that's softened, you'll leave it out for a little bit, your quarter cup of honey, your 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, your half pint of blueberries, your quarter cup of chocolate sauce, your 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream, and your cookies. The first thing that you want to do is you need to get out your cutting board, and you need to set your bread on the cutting board so that the side touching the cutting board is shorter than the side standing up. You basically, if you ever done it in school, you want to think about having your paper set up hamburger style and not hot dog style, if you know what that means. You want to make 4 vertical cuts parallel to the walls of the toast cube, and make sure that you keep a 1-inch border between your cut and the wall of the toast to make sure that the box keeps its structure. And you want to make sure that your cut stops 1 inch from the bottom of your toast as well, to make sure that the bottom isn't too thin. You want to gently wriggle this cube out of the box. You know, after you've cut out, you're basically making a large crouton, and you will probably have to rip it from the bottom, but that's okay. You should come out with a fairly nice, clean chunk of bread. It doesn't really matter anyway if the bottom isn't too nice, because what you're going to do is you're going to cube this bread into small little chunks that you can bite easily. After you've done that, you want to take a mixing bowl and you want to take your pre-softened butter, your honey, and your vanilla, and you want to mix it all until it's all become one smooth mixture. And then you want to spread that on the inside of the now empty toast box, and then also on all of the cubes. If you want to use a barbecue brush, or maybe another brush like when you use liquid butter for toast, you can use that as well. You could use a spatula as well. You just would have to be careful that you don't accidentally break the bread box. I really wouldn't recommend using a knife though. If you have a brush, that'd be great. After you've done that and you've coated the inside of your toast box, put the toast box on a pan and the cubes along with it on a separate part of the pan, separated, and put them both in the oven for 350 degrees for about 8 minutes, or until they look a nice golden brown and that they're nice and crispy. You don't want them to be too soft. You can do it in a toaster oven if it's big enough, but it'll probably be easier to just do it in a normal oven. Once you've done that, while the toast is still warm, you want to fill it with the toast cubes and whatever fruit you've chosen. Strawberries, bananas, anything really. I mean, not really anything. I guess you could do anything. I'd probably recommend again something like watermelon or maybe like oranges, but you can do you. I'm starting to feel a sneeze coming on, so I'll have to be careful that I don't accidentally sneeze in the middle of this. And then while you're doing that, after you've done that, after you've made your layers of toast cubes and fruit, you can kind of think it maybe as a sort of lasagna maybe, of bread and fruit. Put fruit on the bottom and then a layer of toast cubes and then fruit and then toast cubes and then fruit and cubes and fruit and cubes. And once you get to the top, that's when you can add your ice cream and your cookies on top, and then you can put some honey and it's done. It's real simple. You could use anything really for the cookies. They don't have to be cookies. They could be vanilla wafers. You could have normal wafers. You could do Oreos. You could do all sorts of things. You know, if they still make them, if you can find them, you get those cereal straws. Those would be pretty good. You could use Pocky. You could use really anything at all. And if you wanted to take it one step further, what you could do is you could replace the ice cream with Yorkshire pudding. He really just said bread. Ninjuster bread. Yes. Yes, I did. I am bread, as they say. But yes, if you want some bonus points, you could take your toast cubes and with your cube toast inside the toast cube, and then instead of ice cream, you could layer it with Yorkshire pudding instead. You could really do whatever you want. Alternatively, you could just take a slice of white bread and put it in a cup of water and just end up with wet bread. Anything would work, really. What else do we have? For whatever reason, I have the Montero lyrics bookmarked. I don't know why. And it's not even the Montero bookmarks, it's the Bing search result for the Montero bookmarks. That's quite interesting. Interesting. I've missed my opportunity. This is the perfect opportunity for something like Seabed. I'm gonna check my other bookmarks, see if I have anything else. I have a bunch of anime. That's not gonna work. I don't know. I don't really have any light novels or anything bookmarked. They're all manhwa and manga, so those are kind of hard to do without being able to see them. I have Oh, I have a guide and walkthrough for Bravely Second End Layer that I've bookmarked that I could just read out. But I think that now it's time for me to make good on my word, and I am going to go grab the butterscotch. So I'm going to go find those, and when I return, there will be no more British neon or whatever accent this is. It'll just be normal neon. And so I'm gonna put some text here, and I will go grab that, and I will be back. I'm going to leave. Let me do this. There we go. So I will be right back. Your streamer is back. Hello. I did not die. No, I am back. Oh, welcome back, Bread Neon. Am I okay now? Am I okay? Am I okay, Buster Wolf? Are you okay, Buster Wolf? Yeah, yeah. I like this always happens. I don't, and not like always happens. But it's just because it's been really dry recently, and might also be the fact that I took 2 showers because I took a shower and then was like, I gotta go, so I got out of the shower, and then I realized that all I did was rinse my hair with water and not actually wash it. So I just went and, later I got into another shower and like actually washed my hair. So that could be part of it too. Who knows? And I've got a box of tissues right here, so if it should flare up again, I should be okay. But I realized that in my haste to come back to the stream, I did not get the butter. I got them. I got the butterscotch. I found them. And then I had the bloody nose. And then I was like, I'm gonna come back in here and I'm gonna let them know why, if I have to like be away for an extended period of time, what is happening. Excuse me. And then I went and I lied down and the bleeding stopped. So I came back in and I forgot the butterscotch. So I will actually be right back. I am back once more, and I have discovered, upon looking in a mirror, that my hair has been ruined by my headphones. Such is the life. Such is the life. So let me get rid of this bread. There we go. No more bread. Goodbye, British Neon. Goodbye, Bread Neon. Neon Jew bread. May we meet again. For should old acquaintance be forgot, and all for all. What is it? Those aren't the words. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and all. What? I feel like that's not just end something, old lang syne. I feel like there should be another thing there. Should old acquaintance be forgot and old. I feel like that's not right. I feel like for auld lang syne, that's only 4 syllables. There should be more, right? Anyway. No nose, you have to stop. Stop dripping. Stop doing the little bit of drippage that you're doing. Oh, I see what's happening, yeah. I'm face to face with greatness, and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. Well, it's nice to see that this is all blood that has already come out and just didn't get caught up with the tissues, so it just kind of welled up in the bottom, and now it's pooling. Am I the code vein? Is this the code vein? They love me in code vein. Anyway, you know what sucks? Ooh, it's stuck to the wrapper. It's like glued to the wrapper. They both are. They're like stuck to the wrappers. Nice. Anyway, you know what sucks? Having a bloody nose and having everything taste like iron. You know a great way you can fix that? By nomming on some old butterscotch candies. Did you like that? Did you like that? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it smells like plastic. And it's sticky. It's a hard candy, and it smells like plastic, and it's sticky, and it's got a kind of plasticky film to it. Mmm. Yeah. And it tastes like cardboard. Let's go, baby. Yeah, love this. Now my hands are sticky too. Nom nom. Yeah. Mmm. I just tried to bite it, see if I could get it like a nice like crack. But my teeth just kind of sank into it. They just kind of like... It's like a really cold Laffy Taffy. Yeah, like I'm biting it. And my teeth are just like going into it and getting stuck. Yeah, it's not really breaking. It's just kind of getting squished. Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? Actually, I got an idea. Okay, let me see if I can just. No, it's too like old. It's degraded too much. I'm gonna do this the old way. I'm trying to see if I can maybe just swallow it whole and just be done with it. Wait, maybe? Nope. Maybe? Nope, it's just a bit too big. Nope. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Now it's cracking. Ah, that was a good one. All good? It broke, so I swallowed the rest of the little bitty pieces with the water. But now there's a piece stuck to my tooth. I got something stuck in my teeth. I got butterfly stuck in my tooth. I got boomer. It's really stuck on there. You know, it's really up on me. Okay. Excuse me. One hick ahead of the lawman. One hick ahead of the something. One dump. Aladdin? Anybody up for some Aladdin? What do I have in my Google Docs? Oh, na da 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 da. Oh, I know. A little mini reading. Should I bust out? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Doing the little voice sounds kind of weird. The British voice actually didn't end up being too bad. Too bad. Didn't end up too bad after all, did it? It was actually pretty easy to do a more softer, lighter voice when I was doing the British accent, wasn't it? What if I just talked like this for the rest of the stream, huh? What if it was just Italian accent ASMR, you know? What if it was just stereotypical mobster accent ASMR? Something about the Godfather, your mother's spaghetti recipe, you know? What if I I could just read everything. I could read what I'm about to read in this voice. I could. I don't think people really want to listen to this, though. Besides, I feel like it really doesn't work when I'm trying to make my voice quiet. Anyway, I don't really want to whisper it either, because I feel like whispering it is a little weird. I feel like it's a little weird when I whisper. It's kind of like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Wait, what about Pitbull? Did I say Pitbull? Did I say Pitbull? Am I gonna perform at a Walmart? I don't think I said anything about Pitbull. I don't think I said anything about Pitbull. But you might have misheard something when I was talking about. You might have misheard something when I was doing the accent that maybe sounded like Pitbull. You never know. I don't know. You sound like Sean Paul. I sound like Sean Paul. That's kind of I'll be honest, that's kind of unfortunate. Sean Paul sounds like he's an Italian mobster. He sounds like he's from an 80s, 60s, 70s. He sounds like he's from a 70s mobster movie directed by Martin Scorsese. Huh? That is kind of unfortunate. Can you imagine if I sang a song with this voice? If I sang Bishonen like this? If I was like, hey pretty boy, I wonder where you're going with that face of yours, hey pretty boy. It's a shame no one's holding that empty hand of yours, hey pretty boy. It's a Friday night and I'm a little bored, hey pretty boy. Don't be shy and say hello, don't take... when it'd be pretty unfortunate if I'm being pretty honest. Being perfectly honest, that's very unfortunate. Anyway. I guess I'll just do this voice. I don't know, I feel like I should be doing a voice. I feel like I should be doing a voice, and I'm not. And I feel like I could do... I could just go for the Takako, like, oh no. Like, what's her face in Cat? When Cat went around pruning all the plants and she was like, oh no. The Tsubasa voice. Or the Sanae voice, like, oh, Takako, that's great. What if I just always talk like this? What if that was just my voice? Like, just the oh no, Cat, why would you do that? Be Shonen feet, Sean Paul. Tofu. Tofu, you missed something yesterday when towards the end I did like the whole like post stream pre end of stream where I get like all weird, and you missed like the falsetto karaoke I did, but more importantly, you missed when I did this voice. I was going through all the different voices I could do, and I forgot that this was a voice I could do, and I talked about how I don't do the voice because nobody wants to hear it. And there's also not a lot of times when this voice is applicable to any characters. It's a real garbo voice, and it's just there aren't a lot of times when I can do that voice. No. :000 curse British times. I smell like beef. Yeah, the other one I did was this voice. this is the voice that turned into the other voice. I was just like, what if I just talked really flatly and just did this really weird thing with my throat to make my voice sound really weird? And eventually this turned into this, and then it became this voice. But anyway, let me read Tosaka. Oh no, not Tosaka, Tosaku. I'm a thief. There have been various types of thieves throughout history, but I'm a little different from them. I don't steal money. I have no interest in antiques, jewelry, or other valuable arts. I'm a thief who steals sound. Jazz numbers that come from the radio, pop songs that play through the city speakers, a singing voice echoing by the rotary in front of the station, a piano sonata coming from the municipal building's hall. I'll steal it. I'll steal it by recording it on this old recorder. I'll steal it by humming. I'll steal it by transcribing it on a score sheet. Since long ago, I've had a weakness for beautiful melodies. When I first started, I was mostly requested to ghostwrite. Something to be sung by a new singer-songwriter, songs for a big actor to sing in a competition for their debut as a singer, commercial songs. Most of them just want something that sells. There's a regularity to melodies made to sell. It can depend on how familiar you are with the words, but they usually can all be analyzed formulaically. Truly beautiful melodies have a magical power to them, a mysterious charm that grasps me and doesn't let go. Even people's humming is packed with the essence of a masterpiece. The moment they bother to open their mouths and let out a sound is usually my favorite phrase in a song. I end up replaying it in my head over and over again. It ends up as a mirror that reflects the taste of the general public. Whether it's pop, jazz, or rock and roll, they're all composed around rhythm. 2-beat, 4-beat, 8-beat, dance beat, slip beat, shuffle beat. The foundation of the jazz pop song coming from this voice recorder right now is a shuffle beat. After you've grasped the beat, analyze the chords. After you have the chords, is the face of the music, the melody. Rhythm, chords, melody. Music is formed out of these three elements. Apply the analyzed music to the client, or rather, the general music taste of the world, to create some general form of the song. Sometimes you can draw from rhythm tracks. Sometimes you can set a classical masterpiece, and within a few seconds people will easily hear the melody from the piece that is said to be beautiful. The music created by following these steps was generally well received. I don't believe in talent. Most musicians who are said to be geniuses are just fakes. Of course, I'm no exception. It seems that people are lying when they say that musical composition ended during the time of Bach, but I think even that may be correct. Nowadays, people play music all over the world. Melodies are constructed from a scale of only 12 notes over a couple of octaves. If that's the case, then that masterpiece, that popular song on the radio, even this stylish jazz pop, must be a melody that was once played somewhere in the history of music. That hasn't changed. I met that boy at the end of spring in a certain year. The world looked forward to this global festival, and the whole country was astir. He wasn't any older than 10, and he was small, but he was brimming with curiosity. He asked a lot of questions, while he was seated on the office couch as he touched the piano at the corner of the room, as he gazed at the sunset from the balcony. He asked about music, the world, relationships, the artwork around the room, the place I grew up in, about how to read sheet music, how to play the piano, how to deal with all sorts of absurdity, about my wife. When I think about it, there wasn't an end to them. After all this time, I still don't understand why. But perhaps to him, Asking all those questions was a way to converse with an adult he didn't even know the name of. Anyway, when he felt at ease with you, he was a boy of many words, and in those words was a heart just as young. His eyes were light brown. They were the color of varnished wood. With an inquisitive gaze, he ran restlessly all over the place. The setting sun reflected in those pupils of his, and within the dimly lit office, his irises were the only thing shining. In his gaze there was an unassertive loneliness that peeked in and out of view. I had never met him before then, but at times I felt as if I had seen him somewhere. The light rain from outside the window stopped without me noticing. I held out my arm and pressed the stop button on the radio on the table. The cold sensation of my fingertip disappeared, and so did the music that permeated the room. I let go of the button. It went back up with a clink. At that moment, silence enveloped the room, and I could only hear myself breathing. The setting sun shone into the window and onto that radio, casting a shadow on the staff paper. I drew back the chair I'd sunk deep into, corrected my posture a bit, and did some light stretches. I put down the pencil I was holding in my right hand. It rolled onto the table, and when it hit the edge of the paper, it wobbled unsteadily. A few hours had passed since I started writing. The B4 size sheet had only been halfway filled, but if you included all the ones I didn't like and discarded, then this was already the fourth sheet. That day, I was thinking about something. It wasn't about how I was running out of canned coffee, even though I bought a bunch of them all at once. I was thinking about my wife. I didn't just start thinking about her then, but around that time I'd been reminiscing about her more. I'd just finished a big job and I was probably exhausted. Her death anniversary was still far away, but I thought it'd be fine to visit her grave before summer began. Hello, Quasi. How are you? I grabbed the writing materials scattered across the table in one hand and crammed them all into the tall glass I was using in lieu of a pencil case. The pencils clanked as they touched the glass. All of a sudden, I got thirsty. I finished what was left of my coffee and got up from my chair. Cutting between the couch by the window and the coffee table, I took the leather wallet from the shelf on the side and headed to the entryway. The room I call my office is in a multi-tenant building a short walk away from Tachikawa Station. I started renting the place about 10 years ago, when I started working on music. The rent isn't expensive, the room itself is relatively spacious, and it even has light soundproofing. Even though I play my upright piano and guitar a lot, so far I haven't gotten any complaints about that. Your voice is amazing. Thank you, Quasi. Thank you. Right outside the building, the road extended straight toward the station. Because of its convenience, this path sees a lot of foot traffic, and along it numerous establishments up to the area near the station. All sorts of businesses, from restaurants to general stores, are all squeezed together into cramped tenant buildings, lined up and awfully narrow looking. I call it the main street. In May, the main street sees very few people, and the winds at the end of spring blow quietly, carrying the moisture left over by a rain shower. A mess of sounds flood the neighborhood. The cawing of crows, conversations between pedestrians, the sound of a small puddle being stepped on, a car brake, the sound of a stoplight, and pop music leaking out of the shops, the setting sun reflecting off the store windows. I kept walking while I listened to the sounds of the neighborhood. If it had been any other day, as soon as I got out of the building, I'd buy coffee from a vending machine and go straight back to that room. But today was different. An "out of service" sign was placed on the vending machine. I left the office just to get a can of coffee, but now I actually needed to go look for one. As I approached the street corner, I finally found another vending machine. It was installed in a parking lot alongside a side street. I walked toward the vending machine, put in some loose change from my wallet, and pressed the button. With a sound, the can of coffee rolled out, and I shoved my hand into the open compartment. That's when it happened. Smash! I heard it from somewhere at a distance. I stopped moving to grab the can. It was a weird sound, as if something was broken. It was grating, a clear, high-pitched, and explosive sound. If I were to give an example, it would be like when a glass cup fell off a shelf. Then as I listened closely, the faraway sounds of a cawing crow and a car horn blended together, and once more I heard a crash. No mistaking it, something definitely got smashed. As if I was being lured, I peeked into an alley. Glass was shattered all around the place. Red, blue, emerald green, and dull transparent. Glass shards of all sorts of colors, all broken. They looked like blossoms scattered in the asphalt, glittering under the setting sun. It was... how do I say this? Something must have happened. So I thought it over. I approached the shards and picked one up. It looked like it was originally round in shape as it curved around. When I held it up toward the sun, it gave off an enchanting gleam. I looked around the area. It was a back alley sandwiched between a building and yet another building. At the end of the road, I could just see the setting sun, faintly illuminating the back alley. Each of the scattered shards reflected that sunlight. The sound of footsteps down a staircase echoed from inside a multi-tenant building. I stood up. The sound slowly grew louder as they neared the ground. After a short while, an emergency exit door nearby opened, and a small head peeked out of the gap. There appeared a boy, who then froze as he came out of the door. "Ah," the boy uttered. I turned to face him and saw his face. He looked timid, black hair, cut roughly to an even length, light brown eyes. He must have been the type whose feelings easily get written on his face, as his eyebrows already furrowed in worry. The boy quickly stepped out of the door and mumbled as he closed it. The slow and grating sound of the metal door echoed around the alley. "Did you do this?" I picked up a shard and placed it on my palm to show it to him. "Yeah," the boy awkwardly muttered, averting his gaze from the small, red fragment on my hand. "I dropped it." He pointed up. I looked up and saw a balcony protruding from the wall, right above the place of impact. I wonder if it slipped from his hands, I thought. "You better be careful next time," I said. "Yeah," he nodded. When I asked if he wanted me to help clean it up, the boy shook his head in a flurry. Well, it is suspicious for a passerby to talk like that to someone. I decided to leave as soon as I could, trying to shake off the curiosity welling up in my head. When I turned around and began to walk, I heard the sound of clinking glass from behind me. Going via the parking lot where the vending machine was, I was about to head back into the main street when I glanced back toward the alley out of the corner of my eye and met eyes with the boy for just a moment. I turned my gaze back toward the main street and went on my way back. From the path, I had a panoramic view of the sky. The afterglow looked as if the night was melting. The can of coffee in my pant pocket was certainly cold, and thus I was sure it was there. When I returned to my office, a single room in a multi-tenant building, the boy completely drifted out of my mind. I remember, up to the very end, I never got to know what the boy's name was. All those months, I never asked what it was, and he only called me Old Man. The first piece of music I heard, to be honest, I don't quite remember, but my father always played classical records in our living room. I thought that the sound you'd call a fine performance was kinda different, and as it turned out, what I was interested in was melodies. Beautiful melodies have a strange, magical power to them. The performer playing it may also have their own power, But the melody of a masterpiece, no matter who plays it, that beauty would surely be preserved. Whether it's a momentary whistle, the orderly harmony of a choir, or even a child playing on a lousy piano, they all have intrinsic value that can never be altered. Even if it's not played from a concert hall and played from the top of a record instead, it makes no difference. Of course, that goes for the melodies that play over my music too, I'd imagine. Do you believe in originality? I never did, even from the start. My first ever experience as a musician was by playing classical music. It's a world where you draw from the classics and express them, even if the nuances or tempo are played with, even if the methods of expression differ. Never will they take away from the melody written in the original manuscript. It's a world where a single change of note makes a composition. Even if you play Moonlight Sonata once, all the world's pianists keep searching for the right answer that only exists in Beethoven's minds. It might be wrong for me to say this as a musician, but we live in a world where originality to the point of astonishment cannot exist. That is the foundation of my music. It's the same for other compositions too. I've recognized that somewhere down the line, it's just as I'd said at the start. The melodies we create in fancy have already been played somewhere else. Entire centuries have passed since the concept of equal temperament was born. In this age, is there really such a thing as an original, as an impressively beautiful melodic pattern? That's alright. Perhaps there may still be some left somewhere. That's probably what you're thinking, isn't it? I wonder if you know about the infinite monkey theorem. It supposes that if you let a monkey hit the keys on the typewriter for eternity, someday it could even type a play by Shakespeare. What we're doing may be close to that. And there is more to that. That was only page 5 of 53. But I plan on reading Tosaku later on for a separate stream. This was just a little preview because it's something perfect for this. It's a nice long little novella. Hydrate. Thank you, Tofu. Why didn't I hear that? Did I mute? Oh, somehow I've muted the alerts. Sorry about that. There we go. But no, similar to the That's Why I Gave Up on Music and Elma stream I did, where we listened to That's Why I Gave Up on Music and Elma, and then we read the letters. At some point, I will go through and I will listen. I'll play all the songs from Plagiarism, and then I will read the book that goes along with Plagiarism. I don't know. I really think that's why I gave up on Music and Elma. The story of Amy and Elma, I really think are one of the most impressive, really one of the most impressive things I think that I've seen. I really do. I really do think that. Because it's so much additional work that Nabuna did that he didn't have to do. I don't think I ever read Elma's diary either. Well, actually, no, I think I only did That's Why I Give Up on Music and Amy's letters to Elma. I don't think I ever listened to Elma. So that'll be what happens next. Listening to Elma and then reading Elma's diary. Because it's a classic. And I'm actually going to go to the bathroom real quick, so I will be right back. Awari sora keto utaru. I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. Neon's back. Tell a friend. Why suki ni mitorete shimau kara kurai no ashimoto miyazu ni jibun ga tada no shimi ni mieru hodo kurai ashimoto mo miyazu ni. What? I was thinking about the cost of the crown a lot today. I was thinking about it a lot. I was thinking about it because it's not on Spotify. I don't know why, but it's not on Spotify. And it makes me a little sad because I want to listen to it, but I don't really want to listen. I don't really want to have to open up YouTube just to listen to one song. Cost of the Crown? Yeah. I sang it yesterday because I can do it without. Let's see. Da 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 da. The star. The stars are very beautiful above the palace wall. No, that started too low. The stars are very beautiful above the castle walls. They shine with equal splendor still above our humbler halls. I watch them from my window, but their bright entrancing glow. A song? I thought you meant the royal crown. I need to exit. The Queen's Gambit. That's a show, right? It reminds me of the freedom I gave up so long ago. The royal circlet of bright gold rests lightly on my brow. I once thought only of the rights the circlet would endow. But once I took the crown to which I had been schooled and bred, I found it heavy on the heart, though light upon the head. And then I feel like there is a long break in the song before this next verse. Although I am the head of state, in truth I am the least. Well, least. The true queen knows her people fed before she sits to feast. The good queen knows her people safe before she takes her rest. Thinks twice and thrice and yet again before she makes request. I don't know, I feel like I'm losing it. For they are all my children, all that I swore to defend. It is my duty to become both queen and changing the key. And of my children high and low, from beggar to above, the dearest are my heralds who return my care with love. The dearest are my heralds swift to spring to my command, who give me aid and fellowship, who always understand that land and people first have needs that I may not deny. So I must send my dearest friends to danger and to die. Breathing in to catch my breath. A friend, a love, a child, it matters not, I know indeed that I must sacrifice them all if there should be the need. What? They know and they forgive me, doing more than I require. What? With willing minds and loving hearts, go straight to grasp the fire. Oh, and then I guess theoretically I would have just gone right into this last verse. These tears that burn my eyes are all the tears the queen can't shed. The tears I weep in silence as I mourn my herald's dead. O gods that dwell beyond the stars, if you can hear my cry, and if you have compassion, let me send no more to die. And then I talked about how the last two lines you could really do anything you wanted with them. You be honest, if you can hear my cry. And if you have compassion, let me send no more to die. You can do that, or you can do, and if you have compassion, let me send no more to die. Or you can do, and if you have compassion, let me send no more to die. You can do anything you want. All sorts of different things you can do with the ending. Da 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 da. This lists as Margie Butler, but I'm pretty sure it's by Mercedes Lackey. I don't know. Wow, 2009, an AMV using Cost of the Crown. That's something else. I like how I look up Cost of the Crown and you know what shows up? It's dental care. How much do dental crowns typically cost? Well, let's listen to this. How much does a dental crown cost? Key takeaways. Crowns can save even seriously damaged teeth. The price of a dental crown averages $1,100 to $1,300, but can vary widely. The biggest factor in a dental crown's cost is the substance it's made of: porcelain, ceramic, metal, or a combination. Losing teeth affects your ability to eat, but it can also change the shape of your jaw, affect your sinuses, and even increase your risk of getting dementia. Fortunately, if you have a badly damaged or decayed tooth, you can often save it by having a dental crown installed. A dental crown is a rigid cap made of ceramic, porcelain, or metal, designed to look and act like a tooth. The crown is custom made to surround and cover the remnants of your damaged tooth. It serves to bolster and reinforce the tooth. A crown can also be used to replace a missing tooth, either as part of a dental bridge or as a component of a dental implant. What's required when you get a dental crown? The process of getting a dental crown typically involves 2 visits to the dentist. During your first visit, the dentist, or a prosthodontist, will make an impression of the existing tooth and then grind the tooth down to make room for the crown. Dental crown ASMR? Yes. They may also perform a root canal treatment or tend to a cavity in preparation for the crown. The dentist will protect the tooth with a temporary crown until the permanent one is ready. A dentist neon. The dentist art. The dentist will protect the tooth with a temporary crown until the permanent one is ready, which usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks. At that time, you'll go back to the dentist to have it cemented in place. How much does a dental crown typically cost? The cost of a crown depends largely on the material it's made of. Most crowns consist of these substances. Porcelain. In general, crowns made of tooth-colored porcelain are the most natural-looking option, and among the most expensive. Porcelain crowns are used almost exclusively for front teeth. According to Authority Dental, those cost $1,000 to $2,500, with an average cost of $1,300. POV, Neon's your dentist. Open wide. Zirconia. Like porcelain, zirconia is a type of ceramic. It tends to be stronger than other ceramics, lasts longer, and causes less wear on the enamel of the surrounding teeth. Zirconia is typically used for crowns and molars because of its strength. Its cost is roughly in line with that of porcelain. Metal. The cost of a metal crown depends in part on the alloy used. Naturally, gold alloy crowns cost more than those made from base metal alloys such as nickel chromium, cobalt chromium, or nickel titanium. Metal crowns usually go on molars. Authority Dental puts the cost of a metal crown between $900 and $2,500, with an average price of around $1,300. Neon's your dentist, but we're his first patient outside of dentist school. Oh no, it'll be like the med student in New Game when she's doing the blood draw and she's like panicking and she doesn't know what to do because she's doing everything by the book. Porcelain fused with metal. For a strong but natural looking crown, your dentist might recommend a crown made of porcelain fused to metal. Such crowns can be installed anywhere in the mouth. Authority Dental reports that they cost between $800 and $2,400 with an average cost of $1,300. Or not 13, $1,100. No. The cost of a temporary crown. It's wise to protect your damaged tooth between the first dentist visit, when the mold of your teeth is made, and the second visit, when your new crown is cemented into place. Your dentist might make you a temporary crown to provide that protection. The cost of a temporary crown averages about $450, with a range from $200 to $700. How long does a dental crown last? Crowns last 5 to 20 years. Their durability depends not only on the material, but also your own habits, such as your oral hygiene and whether you grind your teeth. Other costs associated with a dental crown. You might need other dental procedures in preparing for the placement of your crown. The table below lists possible services and prices. Dental exam, $50 to $200. X-ray, $25 to $50. Cone beam CT scan, $150 to $750. Diagnostic casts, $50 to $300. Core buildup, $200 to $500. Post encore, $250 to $650. Protective restoration, such as a temporary filling, $90 to $250. Root canal, $1,000 to $1,600. Is getting a dental crown worth it? Whether a crown is worth the cost depends on how much you're spending, and, in turn, the amount you'd spend depends on whether you have dental insurance and whether the procedure is medically necessary. If the crown is medically necessary, dental insurance usually covers it, often at 50%. Medically necessary reasons to get a crown may include repairing a cracked or severely damaged tooth, reinforcing the structure of a tooth after a root canal, filling and stabilizing a tooth with a large cavity, replacing a missing tooth using a post or bridge. For some wide or deep cavities, you may have the choice between a large filling or a crown. A crown is more expensive, but it also offers more protection and reinforcement to the tooth. If you go without the crown, you may eventually need to have the tooth extracted. Sometimes people want crowns in order to improve the appearance of their stained, chipped, worn, or uneven teeth. In such cases, insurers consider the crowns cosmetic and will not cover them. You might want to consider a less expensive alternative, such as veneers or a whitening treatment. Pros of getting a dental crown: shields your tooth from further damage, often enables you to keep your tooth, protects your tooth for 5 to 20 years. Cons of getting a dental crown: eventually needs repair or replacement. If not medically necessary, will be an out-of-pocket expense. Preparation of tooth may leave it extra sensitive. What to ask your dentist to get the right type of crown. During your pre-procedure consultation, you'll want to ask your dentist questions such as, which dental crown material is best for me, given the location of the tooth and my budget? How long do crowns made from that material typically last? What type of care will keep my crown usable for as long as possible? Will metal alloys in the crown cause an allergic reaction? Is a same-day crown appropriate? Are you able to fabricate the crown in your own office? Some higher-cost materials last longer. Metal and zirconia last longer than porcelain, which lasts longer than the metallic amalgam used in dental fillings. All porcelain crowns look more natural and are typically used on front teeth. Zirconia layered with porcelain is a popular choice for crowns on front teeth. Many dentists favor all zirconia molar crowns too. The material is strong enough to withstand bright pressure while being thin enough that the dentist can keep more of the tooth's original enamel when installing the crown. Crowns made of porcelain fused with metal are strong and can be used anywhere in the mouth. A dentist might recommend a crown made of porcelain fused with metal if you have a strong bite or if you grind your teeth. All metal crowns are usually best for people who grind their teeth in their sleep, though. Metal crowns are usually placed on your molars, unless you want to show off a gold crown on a front tooth. Regardless of the crown's material, you care for it the same way you care for your regular teeth, by brushing and flossing regularly. Does insurance cover dental crowns? Private dental insurance typically covers medically necessary crowns, paying 50% of the cost. As noted above, cosmetic crowns are not covered by insurance. Many plans have an annual coverage cap of $1,000 to $1,500, so be sure to check your policy documents. Most policies have a waiting period of 6, 12, or even 24 months before providing major dental benefits. If you need treatment immediately, you might consider a dental discount plan. Many dental discount plans include price breaks on cosmetic procedures as well. Original Medicare only covers dental treatment that takes place while you are in the hospital. Many Medicare Advantage plans, however, provide more comprehensive dental coverage. Additional premiums are often required as well as cost sharing. Exact prices and percentages may depend on whether your dental treatment are done in network or out of network. Medicaid does not include dental coverage for children, including medically necessary crowns. For adults, dental coverage is on a state-by-state basis. Alabama, Delaware, Maryland, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia offer no dental coverage to adults. The bottom line: crowns can often save even seriously damaged teeth. The price of a crown depends primarily on the material used to make it, which may be porcelain, ceramic, metal, or a combination of metals. Prices average between $1,000 to $1,500, while topping out at around $2,500. Dental insurance should cover the cost if you're getting a crown due to medical necessity. Dental insurance won't cover the cost if you're having it installed for cosmetic purposes. I feel like we've learned a lot about the cost of the crown. But you know what we also know the cost of? Having all these old butterscotch candies I'm never gonna eat. I mean, what am I gonna do with them? I'm probably just throw them out. They're old. They're old. It served its one purpose. I ate one. And you got to listen to it rattle around in my mouth. That's enough for me. Anyway, I guess we already hit 2 hours? That's impressive. I can't believe that. We hit 2 hours already? That's crazy. That is absolutely wild. What are all these Twitch, or not Twitch, Discord notifications I'm getting? Is it dawn? It is dawn. Let's see. I might end the stream. We hit 2 hours, so I'll probably just end. I am going to briefly, I want to listen to yesterday's VOD at the end when I went all stir crazy. Let's see, what did I sound like? That actually didn't sound too bad. Oh, that actually sounds pretty good. That falsetto, Spirits of the Sea, doesn't sound too bad. I might do Spirits of the Sea again in falsetto, just for fun. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna turn it down and pull it up. So if that's something you want, get ready, because it's coming. Such a common kind of scene, but yet it's only me, forgotten and Forever lonely. But through the night I'll leave behind just one light. That's not... Oh, none of the Spirit of the Sea, never mind. Okay, so I've got my mic all, my headphones all set up all nice, and I'm going to... I've turned down the song volume because I noticed it was a little loud in yesterday's VOD, so we'll go with this.
Such a common kind of scene, but yet it's only me, forgotten and empty. Softly cradled by the breeze, the summertime sees a chair ever lonely. But through the night I'll leave behind just one light, for the door is open and the creaking hinges calling. What will I say upon the day we meet again? I just hope I won't forget my friend.
12 hours ago, new cover? Ayo.
In the depths of the stars above, you were shining brightly, and I'll never forget or erase the scene, for I never could put to words such a precious feeling, all the joys in our life that the summer brings. So far from our minds, but they're ever bright, this ghost I called mine.
Hello, I've been working for an hour. Hello, Kawa. You missed all the reading and everything.
On a sleepy summer night, the trees in the sky are saying their goodbyes. As the music peters out, the petals fall down, so far from my heart now. But through the night we left behind, there's a light, and a distant laughter, and your face is reddened from the sound now. Continue fast up on the path you wander as every whisper pleads to not look back.
I've abandoned the falsetto part. I'll probably do what I said yesterday and just do falsetto when it gets too high for singing normally.
The break from my arms, it seems such a light in your heart. Come enjoy that at last now your world can start. For I never could put to words such a precious feeling. They all fade in the light that the summer brings. In the dance of the stars above, you were shining brightly, and I'll never forget or erase the scene. For I never could put to words such a precious feeling, all the joys in our life that the summer brings. So far from our minds, but they're ever bright, this ghost I called mine.
For all that's ahead, the sands will amend. I pray we'll meet again. Let's see, what else is there? I've been a puppet, a poet, a da 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 da. That's life. What is this? I don't know the song, so I'm not going to click on it right now. Because I don't know what the song is, and so I'm not going to click on it because I can't sing it. I will go to Toya's... Toya? Why suki ni torete shimau kara kurai na himoto mo miezuni. You'd think that I'd be able to know the words by now, but I still can't. Isn't that impressive in its own way? Shitai koto ga mitsuke rarenai kara isoida furi utsumu mama. 転んだ後に笑われてるのも気づけないふりをするのだ Sean Paul version? Okay. Hey yo, you, forget about it. Dude, hey, I'm walking here. Okay, let me think about this. This is just British, never mind. This is just turning into Asoi gai tanara Asai natsu no mukou e Shimetaku nai Kimi no te no hira ga mieta Awai sada ake no hotaru. Okay, hey, you should always remember, there's always another way. There's always another way. There's definitely a way I can try to do this if I think about it hard enough. If I just do it enough, if I just think about it enough, hopefully I'll be able to do it. It's really hard when I'm listening to someone not with an accent singing the song. Gatada no shimi ni mieru hodo Kirai na mono ga fueta no de Chikyu no ura gawa e tobitai no da Munchin no eki ni todoku made. This isn't it. Hino no boku ni deau made Mune ga itai kadashita o muku tabi ni Kimi ga mata toku o yuku nda Yume o mitai kujura o yogose saraba Kino yori sakuhi no hana. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I could maybe do it if I wasn't singing along. Hey yo, you, forget about it. Oh, why suke ne mi torete shimau. I don't know, I feel like it just gets too like kind of like voice. I don't know. That's not what I'm going for. It gets to be too like bad Australian accent and not 水に映る花を見ていた水に霞む月を見ていたとはから熱が来ないままで空を描いたなら君は僕を笑うだろうか明け方の夢浮かぶ月が見えたそうだ朝が来ないままの席ができたなら遠い夏の向こうへ冷たくない君の手のひらが見えた淡い朝焼けの夜空I don't think I can do this accent while I sing. It's just too hard. I don't know how I can hold it. 夏が来ないままの街を今愛の色夜明けとたる Yeah, I don't know how there's something The Godfather. I don't know how I can keep this accent while I that's not the accent either. That's starting to get into like some sort of like I don't even know. There's always another way. I don't know. It's very hard to sing with this accent because it's a really kind of staccato and real start and stop kind of accent that makes it hard to sing with. And I risk starting somehow to slide in some sort of Russian accent or some sort of like the Eastern European accent, some sort of I guess Eastern European accent. I don't know. At risk of just sliding all over the place and having the Pokemon Ed Sheeran song. At risk of having some sort of weird amalgamation of accents that goes all over the place because I can't decide. Like, ooh, wait. Let's see. Could I do a Canadian? No. What kind of accent is this? What kind of accent is this? Is this just a really bad British accent? What kind of... I feel like this is maybe getting kind of close to like some sort of Scottish accent. Something like that. I feel like that's what this is approaching. Some sort of weird, like, really bad Scottish accent, or maybe something else, some sort of other UK accent that isn't quite British, but maybe it's definitely not Irish, but maybe Scottish. It's definitely not Welsh. Neon, someone of many talents, including Sean Paul on the occasion. Yes, Sean Paul on the occasion. Occasional Sean Paul. Maybe I should I should change all of my bios. And instead of being the Makoto Naegi of VTubers, except minus the being lucky part, I could just be Neon Jungle Tiger, occasional Sean Paul. What kind of accent is this? What am I doing now? What accent? I can't even place this accent. It's not even an accent anymore. It's just me going blah 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 blah. What I was going for was, oh sure, you betcha. I was going for some kind of, maybe some kind of northern accent, North American, like northern U.S., northern, maybe like southern Canada, some kind of Canadian accent. Maybe someone from Michigan, or maybe someone from Minnesota, or maybe the Dakotas. Maybe Canadian accent. You talk about the poutine, something like that. Maybe I don't know. This is probably the only other accent I can probably do pretty well because all you gotta do is say, oh sure, you betcha, and occasionally you'll start to sound like a leprechaun. You'll maybe start to sound like a leprechaun a little bit, and then maybe that kind of blends into being an Irish accent instead. You never know. But you just gotta try. You go, sorry. Sorry. I eat my poutine. Some other Canada stuff. I don't know. Quebec. It's French. Toronto. No T. Toronto, not Toronto. And oh sure, you betcha. I know. I really can't do. I'll tell you one thing I really can't do. I can't do a Jersey accent. I can't do it. That's like I just can't. I can do like the New York like hey I'm walking here, but I can't do the park my car in Harvard Yard. I can't do that one. I can't do the Jersey accent. I just can't. I can like think it and I can imagine it, but I can't get the words to come out. Very like kind of sound, but I really just like can't get the words to come out of it, and I just don't know. I haven't got that one down. But I don't know. I really like the official. The new yours so good. New yours so good. Hey, I'm walking here. I don't know. I can't do it. I can do that one, and I can do the hey yo, forget about it. Tell something mother's spaghetti recipe. Tell me about the Godfather. Because it's a really easy accent to do. All you gotta do is you just really gotta keep your lips real close together and kind of talk to your teeth like this. So you just really keep your teeth clenched and you can move your lips and you really gotta make all the sounds with your tongue and then it's not too hard to make a sound like this. And also you gotta throw in a it's a you get the Italian accent. You go the isa with something like pasta and you can get it. Oh, I can't do Southern accents. I can't English. Uh, it's because I have a boring accent. It's because I have a boring plain accent, and the only thing I get is nasal twang and fire, fire. Um, but it lets me do all sorts of mockeries of other accents fairly well because I like to think that I have a very neutral sounding accent that doesn't lean too far towards any particular thing. It's not Valley, it's not East Coast. New Jersey is a pretty different accent, not gonna lie. It is. It is, and I can't do it. I can't, the other one I can't do in a similar vein to a Jersey accent? I can't do the Newfie accent. I can't do the Newfoundland accent. Oh, pretty difficult accent? Oh, it is both different and difficult. I don't know. And I can't really do a southern accent thinking about it. Like I can't do like a southern accent. Like I can do the country accent, but this isn't a southern accent at all. It's just a country accent. You don't got to be from the south to sound like this. I mean, people maybe usually associate this kind of accent with the south because of Nashville and country music. Nashville and Tennessee, and Oklahoma Panhandle and all that stuff like that. Where was Nashville before I embarrassed myself? Got the cowboy boots. It is in Tennessee, all right. I wasn't tripping. For some reason, I was really concerned that maybe it was in Oklahoma because I know they're big on country music too. But I was like, no, I'm pretty sure Nashville's in Tennessee, and if it is in Oklahoma, I'm gonna be mighty surprised because that just doesn't sound right. But I mean, you really don't got to be from the South to have the country accent. You just kind of do this. You get that drawl. I guess maybe it's the Southern drawl, but you really don't got to be Southern to have it. Anyone can have it. The real Southern accent isn't quite as pronounced as this. It's the nice kind of like the Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes you know, kind of like everyone knows wise men came from afar, you know, that kind of accent. But for me, because I don't really got a good handle on the Southern accent, I just kind of go for the country drawl. It's nice and easy to do, you know. All those, all those, all those country music artists whose names I don't know because I don't listen to country music. And the only country artists I do know don't sound like this, like Dolly Parton and Bruce Springsteen. I guess Dolly Parton's got a southern accent, but they don't sound like this. They don't go like, cowboy. I'm out on my farm. I got my boots. I got my pickup truck. I got my dog. I got my corn. It's the same thing with accents here. Oh, yes, all your different British accents, your northern accents, and your southern accents. I remember vague amounts about British accents and the difference between the North and the South. I don't remember which one is which, but I know one of them. I remember vaguely from watching somebody play Game of Thrones, Telltale Game of Thrones, and from the musical about the lady Eliza with the accent. My Fair Lady. My Fair Lady. About the prevalence and intensity of the Cockney accent. There's different types of British. Yeah, yeah. Like Cockney isn't just British. That's what is that South or is that North? I don't remember. But I do know that they vary. Is it South? Kind of center. Everyone who's not from here thinks we sound so posh, but we do not. Oh, you know, like the voice I do for Yuma when she's just like, "Oh yes, oh you peasants, all of you peons, not being the daughter of the one of the largest conglomerates in all of Japan, the Mashiro Group, something like that, you know." That kind of voice, this kind of voice, you know, the oh, I'm a fancy British person. I have my tea and crumpets, and I drink tea with my pinky outwards. That kind of voice. The kind of the like the generic fantasy voice, like the king in Zelda, who's like, "I am King Rome Bosphorus Hyrule, the last king of Hyrule," and Zelda being British, like the generic like fantasy thing. Those the two types of British people. If you're not from the UK, there are only two types of British people. They're the I'm fantasy British royalty sound and Cockney. Those are your two options. Boom, easy. Just like how you either got an East Coast accent or you got a Southern accent if you're from the US. Sorry, there are no other accents. You either go, "Hey, I'm walking here," or you got that, have some iced tea. Y'all ever y'all ever just feel like maybe sometimes you gotta sit down with a nice glass of iced tea, Nice glass of iced tea, got a pitcher in the fridge right here if you want some, you know? Got some grits in the stove. Those are your two accents. Sorry, everyone else in the U.S. You either you they don't exist. If you don't sound like that, you don't exist. Easy. No, I'm very bad at accents. I'm very good at bad accents. I'm very good at stereotyped accents. I'm very bad at actual accents. You know something I'm horrible at? Something I'm awful at that kind of bugs me? I'm really bad at Spanish. I am very bad at Spanish pronunciation because I can't trill my R's. It's just not a thing I can do, and it kills me. But we say fam so much. Oh, what's up? What is up, fam? I'm just imagining all sorts of different British people saying fam. Can you imagine the doctor saying fam? Like, um, David Tennant comes back and he's just like, "Hello, fam. I'm the doctor." Doctor? Doctor. Doctor? Doctor? Like captain? 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 I don't know. Fam. I feel like I don't think I ever really said fam. Wait, not the, "What is up, fam? What is up, fam?" Oh wait, I got the perfect thing. I got the perfect thing for this. "I believe you have been, as the cool kids would say, mimied on. Ha ha ha, le epic bazinga." It's probably one of the best things anyone's ever gotten Sean Shiflock to ever say. It's probably one of the best things anyone's ever gotten a voice actor to say. Him going, "I believe you have been, as a cool kid would say, mimied on. Ha ha ha, le epic bazinga." Probably one of the best things anyone's ever gotten a voice actor to say. It's just so good. It's so good. Can you imagine Luke saying that? That's the best part about it. Like, oh, I still need to make that video. I still need to make that video. I'm gonna edit that opening cutscene with D-Luke when he grabs the Abyss Mage, and I'm gonna change the audio, and I'm gonna make it so when he grabs the Abyss Mage, he says, "I believe you have been, as a cool kid would say, Mimidon." And it's gonna be like 5 seconds long, and that's gonna be it. Um, but no, that was one of the best parts. One of the best parts. It's even funnier because you could even put it on top of Rivali and have Rivali say that, like when he's uh fighting Link when they have that duel, and he's like, "I believe you have been, as a cool kid would say." I just thought of something great. You know how Breath of the Wild has lots of mods for it? You know how there are a lot of mods for Breath of the Wild? What if, hypothetically, what if somebody made a mod that replaced the audio for when Rivali uses Vah Meadow when you fight Calamity Ganon? If you freed Vah Meadow, you know how the champions have that little thing that they say before they blast the laser beam? What if they replaced the voice file with the MP3 of Chiplock going, "I believe you have been, as a cool kid would say, Mimidon! Ha ha ha! Le epic bazinga!" And then a laser beam blasts Ganon. How funny do you think that would be? It's the same reason we need Genshin mods. I need someone to mod Genshin. Genshin needs to be moddable. I need client-side mods that don't affect the gameplay in any way, but let me change the voice lines. Because I absolutely need to be able to change voice files to have it so when I use Raiden's Burst, she says, "You will be inlaid upon the statue." I need that to happen. I need that to happen. It's one of the best things. Every time I burst, she just goes, "You will be inlaid upon the statue." And then instead of like torn to oblivion or Inazuma shines eternal, she was just like, or like shine down or whatever. She was just like, "You will be inlaid upon the statue." What else did what else did she say in that clip? It was, "You will be inlaid upon the statue," and it was what else did she say? She said something else I know in the clip. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Valley Raiden Shogun. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Wait for the video to load.
It's the Raiden Shogun.
It's the oh yeah, that's what it was.
Just imagine she talked like that.
Can you imagine
Hey.
if the Raiden Shogun was like, "You will be inlaid upon the statue"?
Oh yeah, no, this is just how we talk here in Inazuma.
No, this is how we talk in Inazuma. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
They're all just that would be
My favorite part about this clip is the little like just like the chortle that she does. It's the
all
best part.
just- that would be perfect. Oh, please, please.
And just like dying in the background is the best part of this clip. But it's the Raiden Shogun. It's just so funny. Anyway, her loud giggle, yeah, it's so good. It's so funny. You will be inlaid upon the statue. I need that. I just want it in Genshin. That's what I want in Genshin. I want client-side mods that we can do to change things like that. Just like stuff like that. Because it would be so funny. It would be hilarious. The other thing that I would love would be maybe character models, but voice lines especially, just being able to change like burst and skill lines, like not being able to change like anything else, but just being able to change what characters say when they use their burst and when they use their skills would be so funny. Like, I'm trying to think of some good ones. Like, can you imagine if every time you used Yanfei's burst, it did the Phoenix right? Objection! Just stuff like that. It'd be great. Like they do it with Smash. That's one of the great things about Smash, is like people who mod Bayonetta to play um the world every time, or like the King Crimson effect every time that she uses Witch Time. That stuff's great. But no, I'd love it if we could mod in voice lines for Genshin. I'd replace it with all sorts of things. Koi would have all sorts of great voice lines for Albedo. What else would be some? I'm trying to think of like other funny ones. Have you seen like it's like the Lucina ones that people did with Laura Bailey because she was in Saints Row and she also voiced Lucina for the longest time. There are all sorts of funny things that we could do. Um, all sorts of really great things. I don't know too much. I'm trying to think of like overlap on. Oh yeah, Bennett and Sing Cho are both voiced by Christina V. So there's some Sword Art voice lines that we could get out of that. Jean is voiced by what's her name? The lady who voices Yui in Sword Art. So that would be pretty funny as well. Um, Griffin, Child is voiced by Griffin, and he voices Nagi in Scarlet Nexus. That's the one I remember off the top of my head. There's another one I don't remember. And I believe, if I remember correctly, Zach also voices Ota in Somnium Files, so that'd be pretty funny. Stephanie? Yeah, Stephanie Shea. That's her name. I don't remember her name. I just go, oh, Jean, Yui, easy. You could probably do a lot of fun stuff with, oh, you could replace all of Eula's burst lines with stuff from Batman. Like when he goes, I'm vengeance, in the Batman trailer, and all the other stuff like that. You could do all sorts of funny things to Eula replacing her stuff with. You could replace all of D-Luke's voice lines. You could replace his burst thing with like, I believe you have been as a cool kid would say, Mimi-don. Or you could replace all of D-Luke's voice lines with Batman lines. So instead of Retribution when he does his burst, when he goes, Retribution, he could go, I'm vengeance. And I'm trying to think of what else you could do. There's so many funny things that you could do. There's so many funny things that you could do. Kaching is voiced by Kaylee Mills. She voices Isanafil in Cells at Work and also Marita in Fire Emblem Heroes off the top of my head. Susie Young voices Eula, and off the top of my head, I know she also voices Makima in Chainsaw Man. Oh, Chris Hackney voices Dainsleif and Ayato, so you could replace. You could fully turn Dainsleif into Dimitri if you just replaced all of his voice lines because they're the same person. Or alternatively, you could replace Ayato's voice lines with Dimitri's voice lines, and then you could have Ayato's burst instead of whatever he says. He says Sumetsu or whatever. He could be like, kill every last one of them. Or you could have his skill and he could be like, is this some kind of twisted joke? He would do all sorts of funny things with Hackney as well. Who else is there? Oh, Kazuha is voiced by Mark Witten, who also voices Mamoru Ichigo in not Somnium Files, Zenki Zero, and also voices Sedith in Three Houses. I'm trying to think of some other people. Oh, Beto is voiced by Allegro Clark, who voices Dorothea and Shamir in Three Houses. And I'm not 100% who else she voices, but I know Dorothea and Shamir 100%. Razor is voiced by Todd Haberkorn, who voices Natsu and Metody in Three Houses. So you could replace all of Natsu's or all of Razor's voice lines with stuff from Natsu. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, a lot of fun things that you could do by swapping in voice lines. But it'd be very funny if every time Eula used her burst, it was just Batman going, "I'm vengeance," and then the burst instead of like freeze to the core, rack and ruin, vengeance will be mine. And then obviously Yanfei's boom and ready for trial. Well, that's her deployment line. But like all the stuff that she says. It'd be hilarious. It would be absolutely hilarious. And with that, now that we closed in about looks like about 40 minutes since I was like, whoa, we've streamed for a long time. I think maybe it's time for me to end the stream. Should I listen to another Yoakeita Hotaru cover before I end the stream? Should I do that? I don't have a script. I don't have an ad read that I could whisper to you, telling you that you can click on that link right now to download Genshin Impact on the App Store or Google Play on your mobile device and get Adventure Rank 6 to help support the stream, which is very easy to do. Just follow the main story for a short amount of time. I could do that. But I don't have a script like Raid Shadow Legends. But anyway, I think tomorrow will be Somnium Files. Yeah, probably Somnium Files. Files of Somnium. The Insomnium. No, Somnium Files. Did I really say Somnium Files? Let me listen to this on the stream. Did I say Somnium Files? Did I? I did. Sino's voice actor also voiced Professor Kukui. Imagine Sino telling you about Pokemon. What's his face? Alejandro Saab also voices Yuri, not Yuri Lowenthal, Yuri Leclerc in Three Houses, as well as Tatsuya in a regular Magic High in the dub. I know that as well. All sorts of fun things that we could do. All sorts of fun things. But yes. I think I will end the stream. I will not be playing Somnium Files tomorrow. I said that and then it was like, Somnium Files? What? I will not be playing Somnium Files. I'm going to play Zenki because we're right at the boss. We're right at the final boss. Not the final boss. The final boss for Chapter 1. We're right there. We're going to go fight him. And so, I'm going to try my best. I'll do my best. Like Nino in Fire Emblem Heroes. And eventually, I'll check on when I'm allowed to stream Genshin again. So I will see you all later. Something promotion, something sponsor stream. 5 accounts, rank 6. Crowd control Minecraft. 10 accounts, level 6. Twitch interactive throwing system. 10 accounts, level 8. Mario Party. So. With that being said, I'm not going to do anything special. I'm just going to say that it's time for me to end the stream. Bye. And just like last time, I am still here chilling. Yeah. No, and Tofu, I don't know if you were here last time when I talked about this. I don't even remember. I'm gonna have to rewatch the VOD. I discussed something with Dawn about the next community challenge to take place in a couple months. Give a little break in between because I don't want to be spamming community challenges. And I'll have to look back and see it. I told Dawn that she had to remind me. It was her responsibility if she wanted it to remind me that it was a thing. And I think it was a community challenge to write fan fiction. I think that's what it was. So, have the loveliest rest of the day, Neon. Take care, everyone. Yes, take care, everybody. And I hope that you're doing well, living in a post-seabed world now that we have finished the game, and we will never be able to experience it the same way ever again. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.